The waiting room now. Right, okay. Admit. Right. Yeah. How old is that picture?
Right, there we go. Hello.
How
Uh,
old is that picture of you that comes up?
um, 11 years. Yeah, I was 9, so
Okay.
that's my actual like personal email address that I use for work and everything. I just don't have the heart to change the picture.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Right. Well, 45 people so far. You should be okay for now.
Yeah. I mean, I'll see. If I'm going to miss one competition, it'll be this one, unfortunately, but
Mhm.
not too fast.
Make sure you get into Stevenage. Stevenage A, please.
Stephen B, actually.
Okay, fine. Right, let's see if I can edit correctly this time. Can you please do this three
Oh,
scramble?
okay. I don't have my actual proper blindfold. I'm going to have to use one of my old ones. Yeah, I saw that. People mentioned to me that something weird had happened with it.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It seemed okay while I was editing, and then suddenly it's all wrong in the actual YouTube video. It took me way too long to fix, unfortunately.
Work. Yeah, right. Okay, we'll do an actual. There's a box, and there's a cube. That'll
Which
do.
one is it?
WRM.
Okay. Not using the correct orientation. Ooh,
I
interesting.
am. At home, you should always scramble in your blind orientation so people can get the same solution as you if they scramble
Oh,
in
it's the
orientation.
blind orientation. Okay, interesting.
Yes. Okay. Right. I'll give it a go. Oh, next side. Yeah. Okay.
What
23.19. Hopefully that shows up properly this time.
23.19 did you say?
Yes.
Right, okay. If I remember correctly, that is slightly faster than last time.
Yes. Just by a little bit. Yeah.
So yeah, first things first, I want to talk about two by two before I move on to three blind stuff. So I mean, you say you one look every solve.
Yeah.
I presume that means that you don't check at all. Like, what are you doing while you're actually solving?
Yeah. I'm at the point where I can be very confident in the case I'm going to get, and it's sort of a once you one look, you just assume that you're right. Like if you're wrong, you're going to have to do a JPerm or something. But 99% of the time, you get it right when you're consistent with it. So when I'm solving, if I have predicted the last move, I'm just focusing entirely on turning properly. If I haven't predicted the last move because it's a harder scramble, I'll usually try and spot what the AUF is while I'm doing the ALG.
Hmm.
So, but there was really not much thought. Like I sometimes do practice it, but with a blindfold on, like inspect, put the blindfold on, start, sort of thing, just to make sure it's
Right.
consistent.
Because I think the very best two by twos like Zane Ganini would not check at all. Like
Yeah, no,
you just don't have time, surely, if you're trying to get
yeah,
under a
and
second.
you'll end up with a slower time anyway if you're not confident in what your solution is. So, but when you do a lot of one looking, you know exactly what you're going to get, like without a shadow of a doubt.
Hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. So I presume you know CLL, EG1. Do you know EG2 as well? All that stuff.
And I don't well for a lot of the cases I do anti CLO if you know what that is, which is
Um,
just
is that's where you have a twisted corner on the bottom layer?
no anti CLL is when you have diagonal on bottom. If you don't know the EG2 alg for it, you can do the opposite of oh yeah, if you put an EG2 scramble up, I can show you. Okay, yeah. This is like a really bad case. Like instead of knowing an algorithm for this case, I just know what's going to happen if I do R2 after R2, which is I'm going to get in the plus. Or like I could do, well, I could instead do like this opposite soon CLL so that it will definitely go into this and you can always cancel into it. So that's a way to, once you've learned CLL, you can already do EG2 cases, not in the most efficient way, but that's how it works.
That makes sense. So would you ever set up into that? Like,
yeah, I do it quite a lot because I don't know full EG2. A lot of EG2 cases are actually just optimal like that. Like that case, that is the optimal fastest way to do it. I'm pretty sure. It's just
like something
yeah.
else like that. Do I have a 2x2 near me?
Right, yeah. This one is one that you can do. Like this is this CLL, white corners, and diagonal on bottom.
So presumably if you do R2, F2, R2 there, you're going to get that
You
swap.
get that.
Yeah.
Or you can do the algorithm first and then you can cancel into it. But this is one of the cases where you have to learn an alg because it's really fast. So like you can get away with not knowing all of them because some of them are optimal in a certain way, but I don't know all of them anyway. I've always been a bit lazy to it. I have learned a lot of TCLLs though, which is the thing you mentioned where one corner's twisted.
Right.
And they're like more useful than you'd expect. Like when you've got a scramble that's really bad for making a layer, there's usually something good for TCLL because you can be really flexible with it, like which corner you insert twisted and things. And there's usually like 3 moves into it on bad scrambles, so it's really useful as long as you get a case you know.
But I presume that's 84 algs because you've got two on each side.
Yeah, it is twice as many. There's TCLL plus and there's TCLL minus. I think there's a few more as well than 84, but a lot of them are really easy. Like you've got this one, which is just sledgehammer twice, and then if you do it backwards, you get a different one. You've got double sexy, double inverse sexy, like things like that. They're TCLLs.
Yeah. It's just a case of recognizing them. I think I would recognize the double sexy one. I think. I'm not entirely sure about that. Anyway, yeah, I think it'd be nice to get on to some memory stuff. So I thought after looking at your blind stuff, I thought it would be interesting to do some memory stuff with you.
Okay.
So I'm gonna there's gonna be some sequences of units to memorize. So I want you to try and memorize them as fast as you can and tell me when you're ready. So the first one, let's bring this down.
Oh God, there's a small letter. All right. Yeah, right.
You ready? Okay. So
Yes.
what's the letters?
NKTLIMI. Oh God. CASOHF. Oh God. Is it GEKPN?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. That is actually my memo for a 3-blind scramble, that specific one.
Yeah.
The next ones aren't. Right.
Okay. Right.
So the next one.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Oh God. Hold on. Oh. Hold on. I've just already forgot.
Go back.
Yeah. I got it. AE RP V. Okay, no, I can't do it. I'm getting letter pairs I wouldn't normally get, and it's
That is deliberate.
yeah. No, I can't. I completely blanked on that one.
What about?
Oh right, yeah. So this is difficult. Right, let's go.
Okay.
GTKFSOYWZO. Oh God, I was doing so well. Oh, I was so confident in that. No, I haven't got it. Oh yeah,
Presume
D.
just looking at it for a split second will remind you, I'm sure. But
Yeah,
even with the first
Z-O-D.
one, you were still slower than you would be for normal blind memo. So
Yeah.
why do you think that is?
Um, because I'm on video.
Is this the pressure?
It's a bit of pressure. I mean, it's a bit of pressure. I definitely want to get it right. Which obviously I haven't this time. Um, few more like there was a hanging letter at the end of well, what I assume was edge memo. There was a hanging single letter at the end twice, which I wouldn't normally get because of how I do blind. So that threw me off a bit as well.
Okay.
Right. But for three blind, I usually just do it in one pass through and just hope I remember it, which normally works. But
Hmm.
I did try and memorize it all with letter pairs and
Right, yeah.
review it
Uh,
once at least.
So let's see what happens if instead of letters I give you numbers.
Not a chance. Not even worth trying. I've tried this before, and I honestly it doesn't work. It doesn't register in my head.
So this is digits 201 to 220 of pi. I was a bit worried you might know the first 20, so I didn't do that.
I actually used to know the first 100, but I can't recall it at all now. I forgot it within a month of learning it. Something
Right.
about numbers. I know people use similar systems to memorize numbers, but it's never registered with me. I've tried like because I was interested in memory sports. I tried to learn some of the things, but I just really can't do it. So yeah, I wouldn't even bother trying with this, to be honest with you.
Okay, right. And I guess the final thing, you might not want to do this either, but it'd be nice to try. And I think I'm going to have to zoom out a bit. So here are 25 objects.
All right.
So I'll give you some time to remember all of them, and anyone else watching this can do the same. And then, yeah.
All right. Well, this isn't as hard. Right. Honestly, wait, hold on. I'm trying to figure out what that thing under the toothbrush is.
It's super glue.
Okay. In that case, I think I'm happy to have a go at it now then.
Okay, right. Where's my pen gone? There it is. There we go. So,
Right. There was a Bible,
right, yep,
pen and pencil,
yep,
a clock, a cube stand,
yep.
paper clip, super glue we've just mentioned. Have I mentioned the sock yet? There's a
Yeah,
sock.
no,
Hello. There was tube mat. Tube mat. There was a tube mat definitely.
yep.
I'm keeping track of what I haven't said as well. Toothbrush.
Yep.
How many have I got left to figure out?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Might be, no, slightly more, I think.
20p coin.
Well, it was actually a £2 coin, but it just
Oh,
didn't
right,
do
right.
that well.
It was a coin anyway.
Yeah.
Oh god, I actually thought I had it completely there. That's as much as I remember. I'm gonna kick myself when I look back at it and see the things I
Give you
forgot.
another look for.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. I completely missed the orange cube at first.
You ready?
Right, yeah. There's a coaster.
Yeah.
There's that orange cube and a scube. Um, there's a key, a battery. Oh god, something else that I was thinking. I think that's as far as I'm gonna get.
Okay, so missing the stapler, the deodorant can, piece of cardboard,
A water bottle, yeah.
peg.
Oh, a piece of cardboard was one of them. Right, yeah.
Oh, sorry, did you not think that?
Oh, I don't know what I was thinking. I looked at it and just relied on the image in my mind, and it didn't go as well.
Are any of them ones you would use for blind as letter pairs?
Um, pen. Uh, I mean, I guess sometimes I can use ST for stapler. Uh, CH chess works. SK sock sometimes. I feel like those, and these are just things I could use. Like this is something more in a multi-blind context that I'd think of. Like it wouldn't be sort of my main letter pairs for multi-blind, but other than that, I don't. Oh, KE key, I use that. See,
Okay.
um, but yeah, there's like I don't think key and pen are probably the only ones that I consistently use in three blind.
Right, okay. I, yeah, it's interesting. I should probably try and use letter pairs at some point, but
Oh, it really helps.
I don't have the imagination, I guess. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, sometimes some people do have to just have a good look through all of the letter pairs. I've got a list which says all of them.
because surely it must be instant, like for three blind especially.
Oh yeah, it's completely instant. I don't know how. I couldn't tell you how my brain comes up with the memorization. Like my three blind corners make half sense sometimes, but like I I don't get how my brain does it that quickly. It just kind of does. I'm so used to it after thousands of solves. Like it just happens.
Hmm. Well, yeah. How many blind solves do you think you've actually done then?
Probably about 30,000 at least. It's probably it might be more than that. I've got 10,000 on my phone, and I only really do that when I'm out of the house. And obviously, we were locked up in our houses for a long time, and I was practicing for most of that. So it's it's definitely it's below 50,000, but it's between 30 and 40,000 probably.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. I mean, I'm sure I've done a lot more than that in terms of normal 3x3 solves.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've done probably I'm certain I've done over 100,000 3x3 solves by now. I'd be very surprised if I
Yeah.
hadn't.
Yeah, I'd say the same. I think my estimate is currently 150,000 for me, but I'm not.
Yeah,
It's impossible to know. I mean,
yeah,
7x7 is a completely different thing. I've probably done many thousands of those as well.
yeah. You see, I don't think I've done 1,000 7x7 solves,
Mm.
but
You
yeah,
do a few more thousand and you'll shave a minute of that, which would be worrying for me.
yeah. True, true. I've definitely done quite a lot of 6x6 solves, but 7x7 I don't really do. If you can't
Mm.
tell.
Yeah, 17th, then you've got a sub two single. Lots of
Yeah,
people are getting sub two singles now. I didn't realize there were that many. So yeah, I guess it might be interesting to talk about fewest moves. So,
All right. Yeah.
I mean, you obviously compete in everything at every event.
Yeah.
So like, I presume you actively do FMC. I mean, you say you don't
Well,
never done any multi-blind attempts since my online competition, and that
yeah.
surely you
Well,
can get a sub 30 FMC mean without doing some practice outside of comps.
well, it's actually funny. I practiced FMC a lot at the end of like 2018, start of 2019. I was averaging sub 30 back then. I do the odd attempt sometimes. To be honest with you, I'm trying to get into it, but I find it very hard to practice at home. It's very easy to give up. So I'm trying to arrange a thing with friends where we do a mean of 3 together every week, but I can't. I we can never find a time that works for everyone. But once I get that, yeah, I'm planning on getting a lot better at FMC because I do genuinely find it to be a very interesting event. It's a completely different way of looking at the cube.
It
I,
does
I,
make sense, that sort of accountability stuff. Like,
yeah,
if you thought it, so I guess it does work at forcing yourself to do stuff. If
yeah. Well, I'm sort of forcing myself to do stuff in cubing a lot more nowadays because, well, I've very much been on the side of like just do what you find fun at the time and then stop doing it when you don't find it fun anymore. But at this point, I'm sort of more in the state of like, I want to get good at everything anyway. So I'm gonna like, so my CS timer right now, all of the sessions have a name. So the 3x3 session is called 10,000 solves. And, like the clock session is called 5,000 solves. And I've got to meet that. I'm working to get all of them up to that. And things like that. I wrote out a whole thing of my
I
plan
mean,
on
to be
how.
fair, like I mean, even outside of cubing, I always find that if I tell somebody I'm going to run to the top of the hill to the top of a hill without stopping, I usually run to the top of the hill without stopping. Whereas I might stop if if it's just me. It's like
Yeah,
when
no,
I'm in the woods completely alone, nobody cares if I stop running. But if I'm at athletics club, then I've got to keep going no matter what.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but also it makes it more enjoyable. I think doing it with friends.
Yeah,
I definitely used to do that a lot more. I'd like to potentially start doing that more again.
of course you compete so much now anyway. In
Yeah,
fact, do you have like I know Kevin Hayes has talked about having specific competitions that you target um to like do really well at, that you don't learn any new stuff just before, stuff like that. Is that something you've ever done?
um, yes, but not recently. Back when I was first starting, and I think it was Welsh Open was the first time I did that because I knew I had a chance of getting my first podium there, which I ended up doing. Um, and same with High Wycombe where I got my first win. But other than that, I I don't think I've targeted specific competitions. I've targeted specific events. I practiced clock a lot recently. Um, yeah, clock mainly is the one I've targeted, but uh, I noticed a bit of a gap in Megaminx and practiced that a lot. I don't know what else. I've gone back into 2x2, but that's sort of out of motivation from getting good average and nothing else really.
Right. So I mean, obviously you've got Lincoln this weekend. Have you learned anything this week?
Um, I have, but it's not algorithm wise. I've been practice. I've been practicing a lot of clock, and you can't really learn out of that. But I have been learning a lot of really efficient clock solutions from Jacob over the week. But basically, at this point, our whole message history is just me sending him like clock scrambles and being like, "What can I do here?" What? Yeah. So I'm still learning and making myself more efficient, but algorithms and stuff I don't tend to learn before competitions, which it isn't very useful when there's competitions every week. But like,
Well,
um,
this is it. I was thinking like, yeah, 8 out of the last 16 weeks I've had a competition, and this is
yeah,
probably going to continue even more than that next few
yeah,
weeks as well. This is it. I guess just have to say, well, I'm gonna learn stuff anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping it can become a bit more affordable at some point. But until until then, I'm gonna have to start picking and choosing. Hoping to start being able to drive to competitions. That might save a bit of money. Things like that. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very hard, and they're not very near to me where I live in the south.
Well, this is it. We do need more venues down south. I mean, I think they are planning one in London, aren't they? So
They're planning many in London at the moment. Someone's gone and emailed like a million London venues, just trying to
yeah, I know.
get everything possible.
Now,
So,
now we know who Baguetley is.
well, I've always known.
Yeah, I was probably one of the last to figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it does seem good. So are there more being planned in London after that then? Because
Well,
you,
hopefully, yeah. Um, I I've heard that there might be a UK bid for Worlds as well, in 2025.
yes,
That
yes, Nick.
that would be interesting, and that would almost certainly be in London. I
Yeah,
can't,
it would
so
definitely be very good if they could do that.
it
Like,
would be really, yeah.
well, the thing is, after going to Denmark, I kind of quite like traveling, but
I quite like it as well, but I can barely afford to go to competitions in the UK, and I
yeah,
don't.
this is it. Yeah, it's expensive, but
If the rate of competitions ever dies down, I'd definitely be interested in traveling for more of them. But it's a very hard thing to do unless you're
yeah.
properly minted.
Well, yeah, this is it. I mean, it's definitely possible to compete every weekend if you can afford it, but
Oh yeah, there's Casper from Poland. He basically competes in a different country every week.
yeah, I presume Timon does basically the exact same thing. Like, 'cause-
Uh, I don't think he travels much for it, but Poland have been quite good for competition.
yeah,
Like
I guess.
for the past year now, they've just been absolutely smashing them out even through the pandemic. So
Yeah, yeah. There does seem to be lots of competitions, even ones in Ukraine, which is interesting.
oh yeah, well they're weird ones. I'm surprised they let them happen. Like that please be quiet one brings a whole new meaning to please be quiet because it's like in a secret location.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
like the venue is like a secret.
Competitor limit of 12 competitors.
Like feel the spirit of Ukrainian partisans solving FMC and blindfolded in a real hideout. Just I don't know, it doesn't feel safe.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
I haven't noticed these before, but it's definitely worth having a look. And then there's another one that's
Yeah,
yes,
well
60 competitors. That's a
this
bit.
is the thing, they're having to look. I mean, isn't it a sad thing that they have to put, the possibility of an air raid on a competition? It's absolutely ridiculous. Like this situation is so awful. People are gonna have to do stuff like this.
Oh yeah, but surprising that it even happened at all.
Yeah, I mean, Russia is still not allowed to hold competitions, as far as I'm aware.
22 minutes total for 5x5 and Megaminx. Interesting way of doing it.
Yeah, similar to how they do big blinds.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what did you think of the Danish comp? Uh, was it this one? 45-minute cumulative time limit.
Um, I mean, personally, I'm fine with that. Well,
I mean, I guess,
what for the whole competition?
yeah. everything's 45-minute cumulative time limit. So yeah.
What is in? Oh, what combined? Oh my god.
So I mean, I don't think anybody got everything. I think Martin Verdell got everything but a few 5 blind attempts or something.
Yeah, I see that there doesn't seem to be a 5 blind winner. I wonder what happened there.
Probably.
Maybe.
Oh, Martin Verdell did get a success.
Yeah. I didn't notice Daniel got a 149 4 blind. That's very good. So how many people competed in 5 blind now then?
I'm guessing nobody did, unless it's all DNFs. Okay, 2
Oh,
people.
2 people. 2 people who had enough time left to.
Yeah. I mean, thinking personally, because I'm good at big cubes, I could probably do everything but the events I can't do anyway, 4 blind and 5 blind. But
Yeah, well, 7 by 7, you can take like 10 minutes. 6 by 6, make it 6 minutes. 5 by 5. Why no, not. Yeah, 6 minutes. 5 by 5 is another like say 6 minutes for that as well. 4 by 4 would be like another 3. I'm not doing the maths here, but it seems like it adds up very quickly.
yeah, I've done the maths and I'm pretty confident I could easily get everything that I can do done in that 45 minutes. But yeah, very interesting competition format would be. To be fair, it would be something to try. Like, just if they keep begging for comps in the south, if they can't get any venues, just find a school hall after school and do a 40-person comp like this.
I just don't think people would come to it, to be honest.
Well, I think it filled up
Really.
correctly.
I mean,
6 and 3 by 3.
to be honest, I just think it's not the spirit of a competition for me. I like taking the whole weekend. I like having a whole weekend away from home where I spend time with my friends. That's great.
Yeah,
Not after school club.
does definitely make sense.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is just once in the
Yeah.
summer holidays. So yeah, one other thing I wanted to ask you was, have you ever not made a cutoff
Yes.
in
6 by 6 and 7 by 7. 6 by 6 because of DNFs and 7 by 7 because I averaged 6 minutes. Those are the only events though. Every other event I've always made cuts off in.
Right, and I presume this is just at your first competition and things like that.
No, in fact, I didn't get a 6 by 6 mean until like ABHC 2019, I think.
Okay.
I kept popping. And I would just give up and DNF. It happened like 3 times, and then I was like, hold on a second. I want to do every event at the UK Championships that I can. I'm gonna actually turn properly and not pop. And
I mean, you can keep turning if it pops,
yeah, I didn't know that at the time. It popped out, and I was like, right, I give up. There's no. To be fair, yeah.
I mean,
I
I think I've joked about it before on the UKCA Discord. It's like, my advice is stop turning as soon as the cube pops so you don't make it worse. But what I actually do is I keep turning because I know I can. But
Yeah, I think it depends for me when in the solve it happens.
yeah.
Like my dad calling me.
Well, we've got 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes left.
That they were out and I couldn't tell them I was doing this.
Okay, fair enough. Right. So yeah, let's actually have a look at your WCA profile again just for fun. See if there's anything else I can make interest of.
Trying to think of something we haven't mentioned yet, to be fair.
Yeah. Ben Stokes. You don't play cricket, do you?
No, unfortunately not. I don't know anything about cricket.
Right. Yeah. So we discuss. Oh yeah, you did say something about non-WCA stuff last week, didn't you? Um,
Yeah,
have you continued with that?
not really, no. I forgot about it completely, to be honest with you. And I practiced real events. So,
Hmm.
oh, I know, I did do a non-WCA event. Um, Team Clock.
Team clock.
Yeah, it's on Jacob's channel. I hold the right side of the clock and do the left pins
Oh
and
yes,
like the
yes.
right pins and
Yeah.
dials.
I presume that was up at Carlisle.
Yeah, we did more than 100 of those solves, and our best was a 6. So it was actually like the most fun I've had doing any like non-WCA thing. It was weirdly addictive, just and I learned so much from doing those as well because happened to be in the room doing those with like the best clock solver in the world. You learn a few things.
Calling him the best clock solver in the world, are you?
I yeah, and yeah, I'll defend that. That is true.
Have to see whether he gets world record at some point. Hmm. Um, so what should the mystery event be at ABHC?
Um, well, it wouldn't be a mystery if I said it and then you didn't.
Well, I could always like mute it, couldn't I?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have a think about that. I don't know. The last ABHC mystery event was very interesting though. Uh,
Hmm.
Obviously not a carbon copy of it, but some kind of like some kind of sticker or shape mod that nobody knows how to solve would be pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back. What was it? It's
It was a two color 2x2,
yes, yeah, yeah. I really
and
terribly in that. Yeah.
I got the fastest solve. um, yeah, I made the finals of it, and then Adam Greenwood said, well, we put our hands on the timer, and then at the last second he said, by the way, solve it into a checkerboard, and nobody knew what a checkerboard on it even looked like. So
Okay, didn't hear about that. I got knocked out in the first round, so yeah,
yeah,
never happened. Hmm. Right. So I guess I need to put in one of those annoying questions. So, what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
pistachio poly.
Okay, right. And anything else in the last 2 minutes before
Um,
before I see you at Lincoln after hopefully winning the park run? There we go.
yeah,
Accountability. I've got to make sure I win the park
yeah,
run.
you've said it on camera now. You have to do it.
Unfortunately, it does depend who's there. That's the issue.
Daniel Evans will be there.
But what if somebody else that's fast is there?
Yeah, who knows? Well, good luck on that.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm pretty. Have you all of the competitions you've done the parkrun before? I swear you usually win most of the ones. Like,
Um, Let me think. I've won, yeah, pretty consistently. I won Guildford, quite a long time ago before FMC Europe.
I remember that.
I won Wakefield, no, Stevenage, Wakefield, and Chester. But unfortunately, I didn't win Western Supermare. I came second by like a few seconds there, and I didn't win Cheltenham. I do want redemption at Cheltenham
Wow,
next week because that was so close. Like if I knew the course, I would have won, basically.
nice.
So yeah, it'll be interesting.
I have a sneaky feeling this whole interview is about to cut out in a second.
Oh yeah, it says less than a minute to annoy us when it suddenly cuts out.
Yeah. Oh well. Just have me back on. Uh,
Yep.
I'll see
I'll
you
have to
until
find
I.
somebody else next week. I think I got someone planned, but we'll have to see. Jacob doesn't want to do it anymore. So,
Oh, all right.
right, I'll end it now. Thank you.
Okay, cool. All right, see you the weekend.